Good evening, Twin Minds here. We are back at Farming Simulator 19. Hey Demos, hey Sparkles. This time we are following up on what was talked about yesterday. We're going to take a look at the different maps that are available. So yeah, that's kind of the plan right now. So we've got our existing map that is Ravenport that we have been doing. And that one's nice and all, based in America. And generally speaking is rolling hills with a couple cliff sides, that kind of thing. Very, very few fields that are actually flat. Very few fields that are actually squarish. So it's nice, decent drive, couple nice landmarks in it. But I want to check out some of the other stuff to see what's out there. I will say that most of the maps are not based in the US. Because the game is made by a German developer, I believe. So, yeah. There's a lot of UK-based, or EU-based maps here. So, I just want to go through the descriptions first. I've already got one save game ready to go. But then we'll jump into Felsbrunn since I've already got that one open. So, for the descriptions, we've got Welcome to Ravenport. It's a delightful description. And then we have Welcome to Felsbrunn. Delightful description. But we also have the Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea, which is an interesting name. This is a map of a mixture of alpine landscapes that refers to the North Sea. So I am terrible at geography, so if anyone actually wants to describe more about where this location is, by all means, tell me. But this one looks interesting because there's a lot of heavy-duty mountainsides. There's some forested hillsides. Looks like they have some pretty decent flat laid-out areas as well. So that's kind of neat. Then we also have the one that I couldn't pronounce last time, Estancia Lapacho, which is a South American-based. I don't know if it's like Colombia or something like that. Nice red dirt, which is a nice contrast to what we're used to seeing of the standard, like dark chocolatey brown dirts. I think that's the only real significant difference, but we do have some of these trenches that are dug out as kind of standard normal traveling options. We're just going through the maps currently to look to see what's available, and then we'll go into each one of them and drive around a little bit and see what's available. But yes, Felsbrunn does have a castle. I know, Mackenzie. I know. Just getting established. It's more like I've been driving around it so much, and I'm finding so little that I want to interact with, that I'm kind of eager to browse around. I am missing a lot of this chat because it is not very conducive on this screen to see it. Let's take a look quick. So the name, Demos, it kind of sounds like you know what you're talking about a little bit. I know nothing. Is it legit? Is it... I don't know. Who friggin' knows? But either way, let's go take a look at the maps some more. So of these maps, Ravenport and Felsbrunn are default to the game, with Estancia Lapacho being something that came out as a free DLC, download, whatever, shortly after. So it's not paid or anything like that. It's just an additional map that you can download. This one and the other ones, I believe, are all user-made maps. So the ceiling is my 5.1 surround system. So that's a Klipsch speaker. And then the stuff on the shelf is my various anime DVDs that are all stacked up from when buying anime DVDs was cool versus just downloading it. I have a whole bunch of other shit that I don't have displayed that I eventually would kind of like to have displayed, including things like... Get up and get it! I got caught by a cord. My lovely Walking Dead Screwdriver in the Eye Collector's Edition. There's actually a DVD thing in here. It also is incredibly dusty because I haven't touched it in ages. But yeah, there's just some nifty stuff that I've got lying around from, mostly from collector's editions, but other toys and stuff that I've picked up over time that I'd love to have displayed. So, you know, as soon as I figure out how I want my final streaming setup to go, all this shit's going up on the wall behind me. Stupid cord! I also have the NCC-01. This is also a collector's edition DVD with, let me see if I can pop it open. Huh? The little disc. Yeah? Isn't that great? I'm so nerd. But no, this is the original. So this is the original NCC 1701. So this is that's Kirk and all of his buddies. So yeah, I've got all sorts of nerd shit hanging everywhere. Hashtag not sponsored, exactly. But Picard is best captain, not gonna lie. You are correct. Jean-Luc. That man. That man. And the real man. I mean, Patrick Stewart's like a god among men. I'm just gonna say that outright. So, back to the maps, since I'm being distracted. Next we have the Grizzly Mountain. Grizzly Mountain is a forestry map with basic farming capabilities. Now, this is an interesting idea, and this might be something that I do at a separate time, as maybe a separate playthrough, where we focus very heavily on forestry. Kinda digging it. Kinda digging the idea. So this might still come out at a later time. And then we've got Marwell Manor Farm. Now, for those of you who know Daggerwin, he is just starting a playthrough on this map. And I don't know what else to make of it. I haven't seen much of it yet, but that's all I gotta say about that. Oh, I didn't even read the description. Welcome to Marwell Manor Farm, which is set in Hampshire, UK. Fair enough. And then we have New Bartleshagen? Sure. Small place at Grabauer Boden, which are words that I'm sure exist somewhere out there. Looks nice and open and flat. So, who knows? Now, we also have the option, backing out a little bit, we can go into the mods, and these are where the maps are actually located. So, by default, you're just going to see Estancia Lapacho, because that's the official software down here. But if we show all mods, you can see some of the other maps that. And to be fair, Estancia Lapacho is the only one that's been available up until like today. All of these maps came out within the last day or two. So these are all. If we look at the names, this map is made by Joe. This map is made by Oxygen David. This map is at ZVR. And this map is FDR Logging Team. Makes sense, FDR Logging Team. They want to make a logging map. Perfect. So these are all ones that people have submitted directly to Giants and have made it into the official mod list, which means these are also available on console for anyone who cares. But we also have more details on these maps. Welcome to Estancia Lapacho, completely remastered for Farming Sim 19. Introduced in the Platinum Edition for FS 17. You can now play this South American map featuring over 30 fields in Farming Simulator 19. Enjoy. Plus a little bit of a changelog here. I'm having a hard time reading because right here is where my chat is overlaying. And then we've got Marwell Manor, which has a lot of detail. Now, my understanding from people who have played previous FS games is that Oxygen David, who made this map, has made previous very popular maps. So this one's probably going to be popular and probably going to be good, in all honesty. And the fact that he has all of this well documented is also, it speaks highly of him, just outright. Anyone who can document this thoroughly and actually sell their stuff has at least a better chance of having good content. So I'm interested to see this one for sure. So Saskatchewan is flat, good to know. We also have, in US, we have Montana, that's flat as all hell too. Why do I get all the Canadians? There's at least at least 4 Canadians that I am aware of who come here regularly. So Marwell Manor, based in Hampshire, UK. Bunch of details. Looks like this is another transfer from FS17. I think we're going to get that a lot. FS17 was pretty heavy in the mods. Exactly, not Minnesota is just southern Canada, so maybe that's what it is. But yeah, FS17 a lot of mods, a lot of ingrained users. So I'm thinking a lot of people are going to be trying to migrate stuff over rather than create new content. But that happens a lot with an existing modding community, so I'm not worried about that. There's more information about what's here, including already placed animal pens, which is good because you don't have to worry about the terrain modifications. Appreciate that. Custom textures, so you get different colorizations and stuff. All sorts of fun stuff. And then we've got New Bartleshagen, which has practically no information, except for the fact that it has all standard functions of LS19. And LS is the German name for the game, I believe. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but LS19 is one of the other names for it. And then we have the Alps. The map is a mixture of mountains, alpine landscape sloping to the sandy beach. Animals are already installed at the yard. There's also a placeable area among the Alps. The map is well suited for the expansion with the game editing, or with the in-game editing tool. The farm can be rebuilt. Fields must be removed themselves. So you got to have a little bit of an idea of the maps down here. Which, if you look at this, there's a whole bunch of uneven terrains, a whole bunch of it. So we'll have to get in there and see how bad it really is. New Bartleshagen did have a map, and these are much more squared off, which I kind of appreciate. So we'll see. Marwell Manor also looks like a lot of uneven shapes of the fields, but it also looks like this is a Google Maps view, so it's very possible this is a legit real location. And then Grizzly Mountain, forestry map, and changelog. No other real information, but we've got this here, which baffles me. Just baffles me at what it's going to look like, because it's a lot of open field area. And I'm assuming all the darker green is all forest. Interesting. Well, let's get into them for now. So let's go back, go into career. So we all know Ravenport. We've been there for quite a while, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So now let's go to Felsbrunn. And this Felsbrunn map is complete with the starting buildings and whatnot. And I'm actually going to load up a Ravenport fresh with the buildings intact, so we can see what that looks like. But first off, I'm not going to install any of the mods, so let's just get started. I'm just going to let you keep talking about Canada and pretend that I know what's going on, which I really don't. Because Canada is a place that is relatively foreign to me. I've never actually been outside of the U.S., sadly enough. I will say I did one day trip across the border to Mexico one day, and one day trip kind of sort of across the border to Canada, as all we really did was drive a boat up to the cabin that was up there. I don't think it was technically in Canada, but the lake was bordering Canada, so we kind of did a little bit of a hop, skip, and a slide across the border briefly just for the fun of it. But yeah, we didn't actually go anywhere. Alright, so Felsbrunn, which is the German base map. So right off the bat, you can see it's a hell of a lot better than Ravenport, but that's only because we've got buildings and whatnot to actually work with. Let's see, I need a vehicle. So we'll do. This is a map that I was attempting to do a little bit solo, but I started to realize the futility of it, because I was going to spend all my time doing the on-stream stuff anyway. So this stuff's just sitting here. Alright, so this is a telehandler. I actually kind of want one of these because it's kind of nifty. But yeah. That field right behind me, Wicked Slope, you got it. Absolutely Wicked Slope right there. Also Wicked Slope that direction too. So first off, let's take a look at the map. This is one thing I do strongly appreciate about Felsbrunn. That damn near everything is square. There's maybe 6 or so. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of sort of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 actually. 12 fields that are not perfectly square or rectangular. But there's also 33 fields total. So that's only a third of them that aren't squared off. So it's kind of nice. Kind of appreciate it. But this is where you start off. This is the farmhouse. And then you've got a secondary barn type thing. It's for the most part useless. There is about half of the building that you can go into. The other half is just decorative. Oh yeah, no. If you're gonna operate up here, you're gonna have to really operate up here because this is a hell of a mountain drive upward. I've seen a little bit of it in some of Daggerwin's videos. So let's see. City is all down here. We've got drop-off points everywhere on the map. Luckily, none of the drop-off points are really high up, so you don't have. Well, okay. So this one is. The sawmill is. Which means if you're gonna do any logging, you're gonna want to do it up here. Otherwise, you're gonna be trekking your shit up the mountain often. Pain in the ass. And yeah, if you're doing contracts, you're not doing 1 through 5, because that's just not going to happen. Now you could potentially do a base of operations up there and work on 1 through 5 yourself, but transferring on, hey, transferring all your shit is going to be painful, just straight up. So where shall we go first? We should go probably take a look at that sign that gets dead. That's something that I don't get to do in multiplayer. And it makes me sad a little bit, is that you can't go through and destroy the signs in multiplayer. In fact, I'm going to go take out this stop sign just for the hell of it. Hell, I'm going to take it with me. Mine now. So this is the store area where all of your shit gets parked. So it's kind of neat. Nice little mountain up there. And you asked about field worth. So we've got 300 to 400 something up here. Down here we've got 503, 530. So I think this is going to be the most expensive plot right here, other than the ones that are not arable land. This one's actually pretty expensive because it's got a lot of non-field land. 201. So the cheapest is probably going to be these down here. 128, 107, 204, 125, 158. Baby kitty. Go somewhere where you're safe and not being tormented by him. But yeah, I mean, average plots for the size, it makes sense, basically. Where is the silage? Spinnery, gas station, railroad, biogas plant. So biogas plant is all the way up here if you're going to do your silage. Good to know. It was less purring and more violent growling, just to let you know. Go ahead, burrow yourself in there. You know you want to hide. But yeah, all these look good. I do appreciate that the largest field is not too terribly expensive. But that means that the fields themselves are not incredibly large. But you could do something like buy both 12 and 13 and plow the field in between. And then you'd have a really large field. So there are things that you can do to compensate for that problem. But yeah, there aren't very many large fields. So let's take a drive. Let's go take a look at the city first. The city is very pretty, actually. There is a lake. I'm actually right next to the lake. Let's go take a look at the lake. Woo! You know, I think I'm going to do a thing here. Oops. Let me do a thing quick. Alright, what color are we doing? We got the nice white color, which is nifty. Otherwise, we've got the standard color spread. Oh, that's the freaking wheels. Let's do that. So we've got the navy. We've got the purple. We've got a variety of greens. We also have some blues. And then of course we have the deep crimson red, and then the other varieties of red. You vote Goldhopper? Which one's Goldhopper? Oh, Goldhofer. You vote that one. All right. Who else has opinions on this? And the reason I'm doing this is because it's got 120 kph of speed, so we can get around a little bit better. We have 2 votes for this blue, and then we've got 1 for I'd settle for blue. So I think we're going with this one right here. Almost all of the color names are based on a brand name. So we've got the Fent red, then we've got the Case red, then we've got the Massey Ferguson red, the Hardy red, and then we've got let's see. This one is AGCO, which is another brand, and then we've got New Holland has a blue, and also New Holland has a yellow that's not here. John Deere, JCB, Challenger. So this is kind of their brand colors, yeah. So we'll go ahead and buy this. And we'll go take a drive in style. John Deere has a green as well. John Deere has their traditional green and gold. So both of them are labeled as John Deere. Alright, so we've got a roundabout here with the cow statue in the middle. And we've got this direction, we've got a lovely city street drive. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so we can see more of it. It's very pretty. Also, I want to go in here. That's not where I wanted to go. Let's see if I can get up here. Good enough. Good enough. Sorry, person. This is possibly the best statue ever. I know, there's actual people. But it is lovely. I really do like this map. It's very pretty. And I have a feeling that if I ever went to Germany, I'd love to see a place like this. Bunch of animal butts. Alright, so on we go. So let's see, where do we got to go? We're in here. Let's do some random turns and stuff. Okay, I'm not going that way. Alright, I'm going this way apparently. Doc, we're checking out all the different maps. This was something that was talked about on Sunday, where I'm thinking I want a change of scenery. So we're checking out all the different maps tonight, and then probably eventually getting to actually farming. And this will kind of give us an idea of where we may or may not want to move to. Hey. Kitten might have to go away. He's being a turd. Whoops. Oh, you can actually hear the wheel scrolling noise? That was also me scrolling really hard and fast, trying to get it out quick. Yeah. Whoops. Also, this is one thing I don't like about this map, is that these light poles are really tiny, kind of hard to see at times, especially when scrolled out. and they are invincible. But the other signs aren't. So we have a lovely waterway here, probably a river of sorts. Hard to tell. It might even be... It's a port, so it could be the ocean or a sea of some variety. But it's a very pretty waterway. Get out of my way. Alright, so we're driving this away. And then, of course, we get into the more traditional farmland type stuff. I think these are similar buildings, although they may be more Europe-based. I don't know for sure. But they do, when they try to make these these maps, they do try to make the buildings also region accurate where possible. Whoopsie doodle. I did not see the tunnel through the mountain. I'll have to go back and check on that. But here's a port. This is one of the sell points. Somewhere around here. Then we have another roundabout. I have a feeling this tunnel is not a legit tunnel. I do believe that this is the end of the map. Yep, hard stop right there. Oh, Demos, we're gonna go through that again. And it's up this way. Oh, this truck does marvelously up this hill. I had some tractors that could barely move. All right, we're going up the mountain. So many names, so many faces. Whoopsies. Yeah, this map is really nice. Little random cabins are also very nice. There's a castle off in the distance that we'll be visiting as soon as I can get over there. This is interesting. What's this? Oh, it's just a little cut-through path. Let's go through the cut-through path. Neato. You are correct, Doc. It is a little bit less friendly for my cut-through fields mentality. So there's also this idea up here that there's 5 fields up here that are kind of standalone from the rest of the map. So this is an entire cliff face right here, or mountainside. And this is where the sawmill is to sell your wood. So if we're going to do forestry, it's going to have to be... Yeah, it's going to have to be up here. We can get down the cliffs by driving off of them if we want. That's fine. But yeah, this is the sawmill up here. Ooh. I do love me some good waterway. That is true. The forestry is irregular. But it also doesn't necessarily have to be irregular. We could stagger planting trees every couple days and have stagger growing trees every couple days to pick up. You know, I am glad I never had that hear water or feel water must pee thing. I know some people do, the whole traditional warm water hand sleeping person trick. It's never been a thing for me, luckily. It apparently made me thirsty, though, so maybe I am a little bit Pavlovian here. That's fine. It'll happen. Alright, where else we got? We have a little backroads trail that way that leads to... Oh, okay. So this black line here is the railroad. So here must be a place to drop stuff off. I know. It's very nice. Alright, so apparently this is literally just a stone slab. Alright then. Stone slab it is. Oh, you know it's just an animation of an attempt at implementing water, Mackenzie. It's not physics. They didn't physicize the water. I don't know where the train would be. I don't think I've ever seen the train in this map. Alright, so we have the down the path the correct way, but we also have Demos voting for off the cliff the hard way. Nothing else. Hey, there's the train. That looks like a semi-European train. And we can actually beat the train at this speed. Because the train goes 80, I think. So we can catch up to it, hopefully. Tree! Tree! That's a tree. Well, could have caught up to it. Unfortunately, the tracks don't allow for driving in this game. Alright, we're going off the cliff. We're going off right over here, I think. Or, you know, not. It's fine too. Not as fine as well. Alright, going off backwards. Okay, or not. You know. Fine. That was less effective than I was hoping it would be. I do see a pretty bridge over there I want to cross, though, so we're going that way instead. Demos, you've been thwarted by a small hill. Okay, so we have more pretty waterfall, and we're actually driving down this way. Going down the mountain at 120. Ah, yes. Hey, hey, is that train? That's a freaking train bridge. I can't go on that bridge. That is unfortunate. This is also unfortunate. Alright, Doc. Good luck on the install. You know, we're hooked on something. Might actually be... No, we're not hooked on the trailer hitch. What if we go this way? Nope. We are stuck. We are stuck. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate indeed. Right, I have to get out. God damn it. Wrong button. I swear I know how to play this game. Exit vehicle and jump. Also, hi Nabar-chan. How you doing? But yeah, I do like this map. It's very nifty. But I'm interested to see the other maps to see what they have to offer. Also, I need to stop doing that. So this is another way to get to town. There's another roundabout here, and in this direction is another port to sell at. As you can see right over here. We're gonna cut this way. Hi. How you doing? Gonna cut this away. And I think the last thing that we're gonna see, unless anyone has anything else that they want to see here, is I want to go check out the castle. And the castle is over here. So we're going to have to go that way. Going that way. You say drive on the train tracks, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't allow that to happen. So let's see. Train tracks, easiest way to get on would be this back way. I do not know what that is referring to, Nabar-chan. I guess we can drive on it fairly well. Usually it's really bouncy. Probably going to bounce a little bit going in and out of here, but we can drive along the side of it. That's good as well. Have to be kind of careful as not to drive off the cliff. And hopefully not get completely derailed by the train. There we go. Whoopsie doodle. And down we go. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Demos, I'm not going to stop the loud wheel scrolling. The only reason you're hearing it is because there's no anything else that you're hearing at right now. There's no loud crunching noises that you would normally get from a drivey crashy game. There's no music. Oh, look at the pirouette that sign did. It was delightful. Oh, Sparkles, you missed it. We were just on that bridge. But we're going to the castle next. Or is it Das Schloss? I've never heard that term for castle before. You like hearing the peripherals? Interesting. I normally hear people trying really hard to avoid extra keyboard and mouse noises. Alright, now can we get up to the castle through normal means? Or are we going to have to do abnormal means? Is there even a road leading up there? There is, and it's this way. So we're going that way. I have serious contempt for ASMR, so we're not doing that anytime soon. So far, thoughts on this map and us potentially using this map? I think we'll end up with a vote in Discord. Simulator Radio Seanster. Seanster? Alright. Welcome, first off. And second off, I've been playing the game for about a month now, I think. But we've been doing the Ravenport map. And I'm looking for a change of scenery. So I downloaded the 4 or so new maps that just came out in the last couple days here. This is pretty, by the way. And we're touring all the maps today, and then we're deciding where we're going to move after that. This is a gorgeous drive. I just want to change scenery because there's not all that much remarkable to look at. Like, I can't even look up in the distance and see a pretty castle or something like that. There's a couple spots. No, I know Simulator. But this is a new map as far as anyone else on my channel has seen. So there's that. And I've only spent a couple minutes on this map before going to Ravenport. So I personally haven't seen much of this map. And then there's Estancia Lapacho, which has been a, I don't know, damn near day one DLC that was free, but I haven't seen that one at all. So they're all new to me, basically, is where we're going with this. Hidden field. Oh, for crap's sake, no, I did not see that. I was busy looking at the castle and the manor house that was down here. I didn't even notice that there's a freaking hidden field here. Is this arable land if you buy the plot? Can you buy the plot? You can buy the plot. It is 3.12 million to buy the castle plot of land. Oh, good lord. So this is arable land. That's good to know. So we've got this lovely little manor house, which is very pretty. Actually, it looks like it's actually probably was a manor house converted into something like a cafe, something like that. Demos, you cannot pause me. Ah, the vineyard, that makes sense. Alright, well, we're here at the castle. A little bit dilapidated, but that's to be expected of castles. Castles aren't really typically kept up too terribly much anymore, unless they're huge tourist attractions. Hearing something. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Hint, hint. Yeah, no, I probably should be playing tunes. I'm not going to be playing the in-game tunes though, so we'll pop on Pretzel here. Heh, a little outhouse. That's funny. Very lovely. I like this castle. And the view. Damn, that view. Oh, thank God for that guardrail. I would have gone off. Yeah, this map is pretty snazzy. Now, we probably should browse through Ravenport and get a similar feel, get a similar look to it like we're doing with this, to see all the different landmarks, to see what it's like looking at all the other stuff. Because I know that Ravenloft, which I'm going to continue trying to call it, has the nifty looking Italian style church area. It's got the lighthouse, It's got windmill. So if we were to focus purely on where we would be starting and what we might have, this is what we got. We've got places to park stuff, buildings, a silo thing to store our stuff in, and some land. So I think that's enough for Felsbrunn. It's a nice map. I do like it. I love the castle. I love the mountainous terrain. I love the fact that a good chunk of the land is squared off, making it easy to work. Overall, I like the feel of it. Even though I've never been to any European town, I like the look of it. I like the feel of it, and I would love to visit a European town like this eventually. But for right now, let's take a look at the other maps. Actually, I don't need to name it. We'll have... Whew, loud. Alright, so let's go ahead and start a new Ravenport quick. Just so we can see the starting area of Ravenport, well, maybe we can visit a couple of the spots. Why is it... Oh, because it's a new career, and I forgot you have to pick your dude. Alright, so Ravenport, we'll do this quick. We won't spend too much time on it. Let's deselect all for now. And I want that in place. And I also want that in place. Interesting. I wonder why it's specifically Field 26 with an articulated tractor and trailer. That seems very specific. Oh, you got the LG5, the 502. How you liking it? Good. Welcome. No, I would not like to start the tutorial. Thank you very much. Alright. So this is Ravenport. Ravenloft. So we start off right next to the watermill, which is, by the way, a very gorgeous piece of scenery. I love me some water features. I love the cliff sides. I love the watermill. It is a very gorgeous piece. So this is the building structures that are placed in Ravenport when you start it on easy mode. You've got a red barn to work with. Yeah, the cable's really nice. Which we can't open. Awesome, purely decorative barn. Sweet. And then we have a decorative metal roofed building here. And decorative metal roofed building here. So actually a lot of this ends up being worthless, because you can't use a lot of it. It's very pretty, but you can't use any of it. None of these buildings can be parked in. This one can be used for tractor stuff. That silo can be used to put grains in, but beyond that, there's nothing except for decorative. Oh yes, we should take a look at the river. And then up there, we'll go there eventually, but that's the Italian-style church, which is nifty. So, gonna go ahead and buy ourselves another truck. And this time, I'm gonna go with purple. Oops, get them charcoal tires in, because I love them. Alright, so we got New Holland, we've got standard case, the standard old school Fiat, and then here we go. Alright, so this is the Ravenport that we know and love. Damn near none of the fields are perfectly squared off, except for the southern part of the map, where they're all really tiny fields. So, only so much useful that is. We've got 1, 6, and 12 that are squared off fields. The rest are all awkward shapes, and a lot of awkward hilling on the fields themselves. So that's what we know and love. We will go... We'll check out the river car first, so don't forget. And howdy Polar Plays, in case I didn't say that before. How you doing? Now, we do know this map very well because we've been playing on this for the last while, so I won't spend too terribly much time here, but I do want to check out a few of the landmarks that otherwise might have been missed. So first off, we do have this lovely little river here, with this sad, sad little tragic tale right down here. I'm not gonna park. We're gonna walk down. All the way down here, someone took a dive in the river. It's unfortunate. They came down this way. And if we follow their trajectory, actually it's pretty interesting how they manage this. You've got tires squealing here, so clearly they were coming from that direction and forgot to stop. Squealed tires this way, dug a little bit of a furrow in, came this way, rebounded off of this rock, and went this way a little bit, and ended up face first into the water. Already prefer the other map? Alright. I can understand that. That's kind of why I was looking at it. Let's see if I can fix this without breaking everything. Alright. So we need to follow the road this way. Castle is pretty snazzy, but as you can see with these lands here, this is the one I bought originally, and it's already a pretty sharp uphill climb, which is why I'm having a hard time placing anything there. And then there's 17, which is not only on an awkward hill, but it's also an awkward shape. Now this is something I did not see in Felsbrunn. Now this is something, I'm taking a little detour here. This is something I did not see in Felsbrunn. So right here is a stable. So we've got a stable, and then we've got areas for horses to work. And we've got apparently truck jumping as well. Nice. But we've got an actual horse jumping field. And since horses are new to this game, it looks like they put a lot of effort into this to make sure the horses have workable areas. Now, I do not know how well the horses handle these. Supernatural Farmers Edition. But I don't know how well the horses handle these. Like, I don't know if you're riding a horse and you can jump them, if you can actually like make it over these. I certainly can make it over them, so probably horse can as well. But yeah, it's a nice little horse running area. But what I'm saying is that this is nice for horses, and I didn't see something similar in Felsbrunn. Really, truck. So maybe we revisit Felsbrunn and see if we can find something like that. Maybe. But this whole area here, if we look, is loaded with horse trails. There's a lot of little dug-in horse trails that are nearly impossible for cars to drive, but the horses can tackle it no problem. Up here is more horsey stuff. That's another little, I know this is for horses. I don't know what this little area is called. It's an arena of some variety. It may actually be just called an arena. But it's very nice as well. Yes, you did. I have taken that track quite a few times myself. But so this is one thing that Ravenloft has over at least Felsbrunn that I'm aware of, is this whole horse care area. So that's a thing to keep in mind. We also needed to go back this way because I forgot. And I wanted to take a look at the Italian church again. Whee! That will get you dead. Because that was a full-on air with an upside down and smack straight on top of the cab. Now this is gorgeous, and this reminds me of Assassin's Creed 2, where you've got a church very similar to this that you have to run around in. But it's very pretty. Very nice detailing. You can walk around in it. They planned for people to be in here. I know I kind of previewed this before, but they put ladders on everything so you can get up and around everything. They're restoring it a little bit. There's a dolphin water fountain in here. It's very pretty. Otherwise, what else do we have? We have the port. We've got town. We've got the barn. We've got the lighthouse that we visited. And that's about it for truly decorative zones. I guess we do have the dam, which is kind of sort of a decorative piece. But that's pretty much it. You haven't seen any of this? Nabarro-chan, I do actually block links, but if you've got something that you want to post, I can permit you here. Go for it. Ah, Felsbrunn, welcome. Landwort Shaft Simulator 19. That explains the name. I'm not going to watch it right now, but I will happily watch it later. And I'm sure they have one for Estancia Lapacho as well, if you feel like searching for that. So, this is Ravenloft. We're good here. We know this place, so I'm just going to go ahead and bail out of this. Loudness incoming. Oops. Alright, so now we're going to create a new save game. And then we're going to do... Let's do Estancia Lapacho next, because that's the next official map, and then we'll go do the unofficial maps. And deselect all. I just want... hide HUD. And vehicle collision for now. That'll do for now. Well, Demos. Exactly, and now look at you. Alright, Estancia Lapacho. Now, right off the bat, this is flippin' gorgeous. This is just spectacular. I love the slate walkway. I've always wanted to do something like that at my place. First off, I love the grayish color slate. This is gorgeous. Probably a cherry tree of some variety. Or some other flowering fruit tree that's got the pink going full on. We have a lovely little pond here. We've got palm trees. Holy shit, they made this look good. There's a little plane. Ooh, and nice little tile? Not tile. Bricked. There we go. Bricked walkway. Gorgeous Latin style manor. We got a little plane for our cocaine deliveries. I mean, this place has it all. Hacienda Napoles. I don't know Hacienda Napoli, so let's give me more detail. Oh, man. Oh, man. Whoever is farming this is definitely doing cocaine. Because that's the only way they're going to be able to afford all of this nonsense. Oh, man. This is spectacular. Pablo Escobar's luxurious estate. Oh, I can't go up those. I can't go up. Oh, that's sad. Now you'll have to forgive me. I know the name Pablo Escobar, but I don't know who he is or what he did. You'll have to forgive me. I am not always up on my popular named figures. I can't even call him a political figure or anything like that because I don't know who he is or what he is. But this is gorgeous, first off. Like, just straight up spectacular gorgeous. Drug cartel super mogul. There we go. Alright, so we start off with the standard case and Fiat vehicles. Oh, hey, we get a truck. We'll use this truck. Doesn't quite have... Hey, it does have the good top speed. What the crap? Alright, we'll take it. So what you're saying is, I was right in my estimation that that plane is for delivering coke, and most of this estate was built off of coke. So it's amusing, straight up amusing, that I could tell that this was a coke field without necessarily knowing that's exactly what it was. Alright, so what do we got on the map? We have a good chunk of straight out fields. I like it. We've got a transport company. We got the sawmill over here. Looks like a lot of forestry available. A lot of coke fields. Yep, got a lime station there. We got a railroad silo. We got the shop over there. Storage, farmhouse, farm silo, gas station, biogas plant, barn, railroad west, sorry. Sugar mill. Sugar mill, you say? Harbor. Bakery. Spinnery. Alright. So we do have sugar cane in this game. So I guess it makes sense that there is a sugar mill. I'm guessing that the sugar mill buys sugar. Bakery buys sugar. Harbor to sell it off. Sugar mill and transport company. Fair enough. That all makes sense. Barn is the only place to buy all the silage and bales and stuff. That's fine. Also, the thing with these easy starts is you do start off with a whole ton of material as well. They start you off with about 10 grand of each type of crop, of the basics at least, plus vehicles and buildings and all this fun stuff. So this is easy mode we're looking at. I don't know how much easy mode we were still planning on doing. We're doing easy mode as far as the prices, but I'm not sure what we want to start with. So this is pretty, first off, just straight up pretty. And then over here, we have a bench that I didn't see. We're just taking a look at our starting field, which I can't even drive through there. That's awesome. Oh, I probably could. We'll try. Yes, we can. We have a well, we've got other buildings and stuff. We have a nice little large barn to work with here. And we start off with fields 1 and 2 in this map. Yeah, we start off with 1 and 2 in this map. Prices are 834, 5, 3, 6. Fairly standard prices for the sizes from what I can tell. Now there is a pretty good chunk of straight squarish fields here. Got some awkwardness going on over here. And a little bit over here, but otherwise not too terrible. Alright, So, we got rolling hills off in the distance. A nice little, not necessarily a cliff face, but something going on right there. Generally flat, but still some hilly areas. Alright, where are we going to first? Mostly dirt roads this way. We got a single circular road going on here. Everything else is out of the way. Let's go see what this is. This looks like it's a thing. How do we get there? Dirt road that way. And I feel like this white truck is very appropriate. Not only white for the heat, but also for what it represents. Let's just go with that. Feels a little bit uneven with the textures that they did for the roads. You can kind of see the shape of the painting tools that they used. A little bit less impressed with that part, especially since a lot of this is just texture on texture and very little decorative pieces in a lot of that flat area. But there's some pretty stuff going on. All right, so we have something going on over here. This is kind of pretty. That's really pretty. This nifty little clock tower, bell tower thing. Very pretty. Probably a church of a style that I don't recognize. Alright, over there, that is the sawmill, so that's why I saw the logs there. That's fine. Might be a nunnery. Very possible. We're going this way. Okay. Ooh, this is kind of unnerving. It's creaking. Pretty though. I saw something in the water. I did see something in the water. What is that? Haha, we have another sad story. We have another sad story. There is another water car mishap. This may or may not be retribution of some variety. Yes, exactly, Sparkles. So that's a thing. I almost didn't see that. All I saw was the red tail light. It looked kind of like a bobber or something like that. Yeah, so we're going this way. We're going this way. But yeah, this part right here, you can see the paint tool textures that they did. I love the furrows that they did with the tread marks, but the stuff going up the side there, I'm not a huge fan of that part. Got a little water tower there. Ooh. We have something along the lines of like a Mayan or Aztec type ruin, I think. No, not quite, actually. That's probably more in line of Spanish architecture, I think. Possibly a Spanish fort, perhaps. Yep, definitely Spanish. this was probably a church at one point. So this might be the ruins of a church structure that may have been turned into a fort. Hard to say for sure. But Demo sounds like he knows the stuff. Spanish architecture, 16 to 1700. We'll go with that. Does it have a name? Appropriately named ruins. Alright, where else are we going? So if we go this way, we'll hit Field 25. Now, Field 25 seems like something that would be a pain in the ass to manage. Because it's all the way over here. It's tiny. There's nothing to it. Seems kind of silly to me to have that out in the middle of godforsaken nowhere. Looks like we have another mishap. Another car on the side of the road. Oh dear. Oh no. We have another one. There's a whole lot of back alley car destruction going on in this map. That is now 3 dead cars. Over there, I think, is the shop. Looks kind of like a dealer from here. Not drug dealer, just dealer. And just this one lone field. Seems kind of odd. Hello, Magic Donuts! I like Magic Donuts. Welcome! Alright, yep, we're crossing here. That's a pretty bridge. Random broken piece of the bridge. That's an interesting detail. Oh, there's another car down there. Demos, you are absolutely right. This is definitely drug cartel land. Unfortunately, Donuts, I cannot answer that question because I never played 17. Yep, we've got a spin-off here. Looks like it might just be a spin-off based on the tracks, but that could have been assisted spin-off. So we're down to 4 cars now that have mysteriously been destroyed in some fashion or another. Now this is going to be a hard stop, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yep, there's a hard stop. At least they gave me a wall that I can recognize as a hard stop instead of just a hard stop. But we're touring the different maps right now to see what's available. Clorinda? Unfortunately, I'm not big up on my Spanish. Unfortunately, it is also the language I know the most aside from English, and yet I'm still not all that great at it. So we've got a port for sale somewhere around here. We have another cow statue. No, sheepy. We got a sheepy statue. We do have some pedestrians, that's good. Now this is a lovely park. I like this. I know I should not be driving through the park, but we're doing it anyway. A little bit dry fountain, but that's okay. Very pretty otherwise. I like the brickwork / tiling in here. Very lovely. Pardon me, sir, coming through. Also nice brickwork on the sidewalk here. I do like the map for certain aspects of it, but so far I'm a little bit less impressed, especially with the kind of rough painting that was done around the edges with the dirt to grass transitions. A little bit less impressed with that. I do like these little furrows that were cut into the ground. This is a port for sale, or port sale point. What else we got coming up here? I got something over here that I want to take a look at. This is the sugar mill that I haven't seen. Lovely. Looks like a factory of some variety. Perfect. And they happen to be growing cotton outside. Perfect. That's exactly what you should have growing right next to the sugar mill. Do we actually have sugarcane growing anywhere? 27. That looks like that might be canola instead. I don't think I see sugarcane color-wise growing anywhere. No. Toggling it does not change anything. So we do not have grass or sugarcane growing anywhere. That's fine. Not like I'd expect sugar to be growing on the map that has the sugar mill, but whatever. Let's see, we're going this way? Let's go take a look this way. And then we'll make it up to this corner over here to see what's that way. Oh dear. Oh dear. Nailed it. Yeah, I think this map, the feature is really the starting point. The plantation manor that you start with is pretty amazing. Alright, so this is... Does that actually weigh your truck? No, it does not. Well, it kind of sort of does. No, it's just flashing. Because if we stay off of it, it should flash off and then back on again, I think. Fine. Prove me wrong. Oh, I see what it is. It's just got a wider detection range. Got it. Okay. So this is the silage, I believe. Yeah, this biogas plant where you can do the silage stuff. And then up here... Now this is a little bit out of the way. The only way to officially get here is through these dirt roads here. So let's attempt to do that the right way. And by right way, I mean the one that has the painted on path. Because this is a stark difference between this little painted on path and those paths that have the intentionally cut furrows in the ground. I think they could have done a little bit more to give these a little more texture. And maybe it's just something that I'm noticing more because of the sharper contrast in colors. Maybe it's just not as obvious with the other paths that were given to us before. I did not make that drive very well. How about we do this? Where? What? There's a little lover's point right here. Very pretty. But absolutely makeout point. That's all it is. There's nothing mistaken that. So how do you don't get over there, do you? At least not through the official means. But if you go up here, or, you know, just balance, that's fine. Fine, we'll go this way. Watch me immediately get wailed on by the train as soon as I get up there. Okay. Okay. Well, it's decorated, but there's nothing intentional. And actually, this is something I forgot to do. Hey, look, we got a train coming. This is something I forgot to do in the Felsbrunn map and the Ravenport map. We can actually drive the trains in this. So we'll hop on this train and see what it looks like once it passes us here. Looks like the same or similar train as Ravenport, perhaps. Where's the button for that? Switch to trains. There we are. There we are. Train. This is probably something we could do to do a nice tour around around the maps as well. Let's just take the train. The train goes through the whole damn thing. Sparkles, you said you don't like that. What don't you like? No, yeah, no, it's not a location for deliveries. It's just train. We're going uphill. Train can't handle it. That's fine. Nope. Train's just doing train things. All right. So that's this map. It's not as impressive as I had hoped, especially with that gorgeous start. That starting area with the farmhouse and all of the surrounding area is spectacular. The rest of the map I'm a little bit disappointed by. It's alright, but I'm not as thrilled with it. No, Doc, we're only on our third map. We still have 3 more to go? 4 more to go? And I'm probably going to put it up a vote on Discord. Because it'll take us a little bit of time, I think, to get ready for a new map. And we may not be moving immediately. But I want to start getting prepared for the idea of moving. Train's just continuously going slower. How about we go faster, train? How about we do that? Let's go full bore on this baby. Let's go. Yeah, once I put the stream video up, I can put a link to the stream video and do some timestamps for each of the different maps. Definitely can do that. It probably will be a little while before I post this video, but since I'm not streaming Wednesday, I'm going to be doing at least one video a day of past streams. So this will make it up in the next week or so, which means it's going to be at least a week before we do another map transfer. So I'm not worried too much about it, and we still have some time to decide, to discuss it. But that right there looks gorgeous. That little piece right there, where they had the little land jutting out. Alright, so this is Estancia Lapacho. And we've got this as our absolutely stunning centerpiece between the tree and the manor house. It is freaking gorgeous. I do absolutely love this part of the map. There is nothing about this part of the map that isn't amazing. Even to the point of the interior detailing on this house. It's just gorgeous. But let's move on to the next one. Go ahead and save that in case we want to come back. Alright, so next up, Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea. Let's do that. Deselect all, give me my disabled vehicle collision, and give me my hide HUD. Okay. So, first off, we've got the standard farmhouse. We've got a couple overhanging shelter things. Actually, quite a few of them. This map starts us off with Favorite Turbo Shifts by Fent. I'm not familiar with these ones. We got at least 3 overhangs to hide our stuff. We have a couple animal pens already built in. I don't know which animal pens these are. This appears to be cows. No, this is pigs, I believe. Is it? Here we are. Yeah, pigs. Okay. So we have a pig place, and I could just look at the frickin' map. We've got chickens, we've got cows, we've got sheep, horses, sheep, pigs. So this has all of them right in a row. So they definitely intended this to be a kind of universal starting point. This appears to be a silo of sorts. Yep. We've got the farmhouse, we've got a bunch of standard starting equipment. Now this right here already concerns me. Like, what the crap is this? So let's go take a look at that. What the ever-loving crap did they do here? Why? Why is this a thing? I love the fence work, though. It's pretty. Will make it difficult to travel through, but it's pretty. It is flat. I'll give you that. It is definitely flat, and this could easily be plowed to fit a little bit better, but it is an awkward shape regardless. The best we could do for plowing would be to plow out this triangle weirdness in the center, but otherwise this looks like it. Looks like it's blocked off mostly by the fence, so you can't really do too terribly much about that. Okay. We have a nice little mountainous hill thing going on there. Looks like we don't own any of it. And this is odd. So what does the lands look like? Weird. A little bit weird. So first off, it looks like we own these two, which is a little bit weird. So we own these two plots of land, and we're going to have to take a look at those. Otherwise, it looks like most of this is not plowed. And all of the shapes are weird as crap. There's only 5 numbered fields. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything else is open. 1, I don't know what's going on with this, but that's a thing. 1 is this piece here and this piece here. So this is, by the way, a user-created map, so it's not going to be perfect. It's looking pretty janky, not going to lie. But I do want to get a truck and drive around, just see how it all looks. So this is the starting area. It's fairly standard. Got a gas station all the way over here and over here. That's good to have 2 of them. Over here we've got a farmhouse. Okay. And it looks kind of like it's an owned farmhouse, so we'll visit that in a minute. Spinnery and sawmill over here. We have another farmhouse over here that also appears to be owned. Shop, lime station, gas station. We've got train station mill, grain mill, biogas, port, restaurant, port, another grain elevator, wood to buy? I'm confused. Barn, animal dealer, selling station generic. So a little bit of a miss point there, I think. Kind of confusing, but let's buy ourselves a truck. Take a look. Color. Someone pick color. I'm sticking with my Onyx tires, my Onyx rims, because I like that. Because also there isn't really a good other rim to work with, except for maybe that chrome. Demos, you already got the Goldhofer. But also, just point out, this is the John Deere green and the John Deere yellow, so they got both of them in here. Which makes sense, because this is kind of like the John Deere starting point. This is the first time John Deere's been officially in the game, so we've got to vote. We've got to vote for green. P6OB. Welcome, by the way. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Green deer with yellow rims. All right, we'll do it. We'll do a deer truck. Fuck it, why not? And where are you? There you are. Let's call you Obi. All right, welcome. And thank you for that follow as well. I just noticed that my sounds are not working. Gosh dag blast it. Let me see if I can fix that. Maybe. 1 moment. It's gonna go black for like 2 seconds. I'm back. I live. Alright, so hopefully that'll fix the alerts. Is that literally painted on the wall? That is literally painted on the wall. That's amusing. I like that they attempted to spruce up the joint. They even put a beauty shot of their own map. Love it. Alright, so we got our deer truck. I backed out the wrong direction. This is the back of it. It's fine. Alright, so what do we got that we want to visit? I need to see the biogas plant. I need to see some of these weird-ass fields. Not entirely sure why they highlighted all the roads in green, but sure. Hey, music! Haha! Anonymous just tipped $5. Thank you for that. You indeed did trigger a noise. Thank you. Oh, man. Anonymous, you cad. Alright, so these are the big roads. Makes sense. Okay, let's go visit up here first, because this is where a majority of the sell points are. So that's going to be a spot where we would potentially spend a lot of time. Looking left and right, looks like a whole bunch of just empty grass fields. So a lot of blank slate going on here. Nice water, nice bridge. Alright, so over here, this is Lime Station and Selling Station Generic. So the Selling Station Generic is right here. Alright, that makes sense. And then does it actually have selling stuff? Selling Station Generic does indeed have selling stuff. That's good. So that's fine. It works at the very least. Working is a good starting point. Everything at least appears to be okay. All right. Over here's the port. This is a nice little building here. Nice little compact church. Standard small town church fare. Is that an actual... Yep, it is an actual functional gas station. Perfect. And that looks like it is just a standard drive-over sell point. For what appears to be a port, although I'm not seeing... I see the ships, but I don't see anything that appears to be a port. Like, it doesn't look like there's a pier or anything like that for ships to dock at. So that's an interesting call. And then this way, we've got another sell point there. And another sell point around here somewhere, right there. Overall, not too terribly thrilled with this map at the moment. Now this looks more pier-like. Because at the very least we got a spot for ships to pull up to and get loaded. Some interesting buildings. I like this one. Don't think I've seen that one before. Whoops. That was just dead on. I didn't even try to miss that one, apparently. Alright, so let's go back out. So this, I feel, is a little bit weird. It's a little bit of a standalone island with a bridge to get to it. And then almost all of the sell points just clustered right around here. So a little bit weird. Not sure I dig it. Alright, so next up is, we already looked, we'll check out the biogas plant, so we'll go that way. Biogas plant looks to be pretty standard. Looks like there's probably a biogas template that you can just plop down somewhere. That's fine. Don't even need to go in there. Alright, so next up is, let's check out Field 4 and then 5. And then we'll head over to the sawmill and spinnery. Is there even a train on this map? There is not a train on this map, now that we look. No train. Interesting point. Alright, so this is Field 4 that's actually plowed and growing things. Train was swapped for an island. That makes sense. So, More big open fields of nothing. I think Doc might still be working on his CPU thing. It's delicate work. Got to take out the whole darn thing and clean off the existing pad. Probably doing a full-on clean like he did with his keyboard. Now this is pretty at a distance, but as soon as you get close to the mountainside, that texture looks garbage. Not gonna lie on that one. That texture... You know, trees. You know. But yeah, that texture looks absolutely terrible. He did get a new CPU. Oh no, Doc. Stupidly difficult is not good. Alright, we are on the edge of the map. Okay, good to know. By the way, edge of the map looks like... Ooh. Ooh. Edge of the map. That was unpleasant. Alright, so we're going this way, checking out whatever's over here. And this is the sawmill and spinnery. So sawmill's right here, you can tell by the interesting pile of wood chips. And spinnery is right here, which you can tell by the little knitting needles in a ball of yarn in the logo. There we go. Now, out here, probably going to break something, but out here there is listed... Ah, right there. Interesting. This is listed as an owned farmhouse, which you can sleep at, according to the icon. So you have a little beach farmhouse that you can park at, which is actually kind of pretty. Kind of pretty indeed. Actually, well modeled, well decorated. I don't know if this is a cut and paste, or if they did something to model this. Either way, it's very nice. Lovely palm tree. Now we do have some nice detail of the ships off in the distance. The crashed ship right there. Hard to see, but it is right there. So there is definitely something about this map that is good. I do like some of it, but I don't like this clustered selling points. I don't necessarily like that all of the land is unworked, unready. Let's go ahead and teleport to truck here. I don't like the end of the map over there that's not finished. That's a little bit cringy, actually. Let's go just teleport here, actually. So this is another farmhouse that has the exact same model. And we are up in the mountain. Yep, we're up in the mountain with a little bit of a driveway. A little windy path up the mountain to get up here. Okay. There's probably something up that way, but I'd have to drive there. There's something this way, but I'd have to drive there. So let's get back in the truck. Do some more driving. Because we don't have a train. As soon as I find the train in Estancia Lapacho saying that we're going to drive the train to view all of the new maps, then we immediately find a map that doesn't have a train. Of course. Alright, so we're going this way. So obviously we've got a lot of difficult terrain, at least up in the mountains. And that's the drive up to the cabin. We'll skip that for now. That's kind of cute. Little pond next to a little cabin. I don't know what's up this way, but there seems to be something up this way. Nope, looks like it's just kind of a windy path that goes up and around. Okay, good to know. Whee! Alright, what's that way? That way is gas station. We'll continue around the road this way to see what's over here. I saw a little water feature of some sort. Yep, it is indeed a little water feature of some sort. That is exactly what this is. Done and done. Alright, what else we got? We got main road starting here again. We have what looks like a dead-end road that goes that way. And then back to the home fields. Gas station out in the middle of nowhere. I do want to see what this is. So we have a mountainous area right there. There's the gas station right down there. Is that a hard stop of the world map again? It looks like a hard stop of the world map again. That's going to be ugly. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. I'm surprised they didn't just ring it with mountains at that point. Can't drive off. Hard wall. These bushes denote hard wall stop. I'm surprised they just didn't ring it in mountains though. Like, why can't this just be, you know, in a big caldera or something like that? Damn you bushes! But yeah, there's a whole lot of end of the world going on over here. I do not appreciate that. Alright, this way is train station mill. Now that baffles me, that they have a train station mill, but they don't have a train. So why do you have a train station mill but no train? Howdy, Sparkles. We're still looking at this thing. Grain mill's right there. That's fine. I still want to see what's over here. You have missed some of the cringy points of this map. Count yourself lucky, I suppose. That's a little weird. Honestly, not really. Hashtag hell nah. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely with you on that one. I just wanted to finish reviewing it, just see what else is here. Just a big old flat circular disc up here. Alright, that's fine. I was kind of wondering what that was on the map. It is exactly what it looks like. A big old flat circular disc. So, all that being said, I'm not a fan. The starting area has a little bit of promise, and some of the mountainous features also have a little bit of promise, but I don't care for... Oh, hey, that's cute. I don't care for the open-ended map where the world is just see-through. Not a fan of that at all. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that there's only 4 fields, which means the fact that the contracts will be non-existent, essentially. I don't like this whole cluster of selling points up here. I can kind of sort of get the appeal of all of these unworked lands. I can kind of get the appeal, because then it's a blank slate. You can do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to work on existing fields, nothing like that. So there is something to be said about the blank slate aesthetic on this, but I don't personally want anything to do with that. So this kind of gets a whole hell nah from me and Sparkles. So we're gonna go ahead and bail out of this one, and then we're gonna go check out the next map. Demos, we're still browsing. There might be another one that you like. We've got the UK one still to go, and others that I don't recall offhand. Alright, so we've done Ravenport, we've done Felsbrunn, we've done the Alps, we've done Estancia Lapacho. We still have 3 more to go, actually. So Grizzly Mountain is next. I want to take a brief look at this, but I pretty much get the idea. It's going to be forest, so we're just going to look at this briefly. Deselect all, and then do that, and then do that. Alright, just going to take a quick look at this. It's going to look pretty much exactly what I expect it will look like, but it did say that there is some workable land for farming, so that's going to be interesting to see how that's implemented. And if this map is actually good, that's also up for debate. Because I would kind of like to do this forestry map as a standalone different series, but if the map is terrible, kind of like the last one, then I might not be doing that. Charlemagne. Alright, so first off, we've got an interesting map, which is different than the usual. And we are currently in... The hell are we? The hell are we? We're in Old Bill's cabin. There we are. Right here. I wasn't seeing the flashing green on green for some reason. So, a lot of forestry. We've got a truck all ready to go. Start off in a cabin, which does not appear to have a rest point, unfortunately. We'll start off with a cabin. And it's actually kind of nicely modeled. I kind of like the boarded up thing on the side there. A lot of trees, obviously. Just trees aplenty. Trees all over the place. Trees, 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 trees. So let's do a little bit of driving. I am almost positive that those markers mean something. But I don't know what. Alright, so where to? We have a little bit of a trail here, so I'm going to go ahead and drive that just for the heck of it. Definitely forestry. Definitely forest. I like it. I like the dense forest. I am definitely partial to dense forests. I don't get into them very often. But in my high school days, my friend groups would go just chill in a park that we had that had a little bit of foresting. And we'd just go chill in the forest. Get yelled at by the cops for staying there past 10 p.m. Okay, that was a nice little drive. So out this way is the actual road that we'll get to eventually. Try not to go too fast, by the way. It's really hard not to just jam on the go button. But so far, well done. So far. Alright, so here's our actual road. So we've got plots here. Probably should actually look at one of these plots. And also, what's buyable. 42,000. Interesting. 50,000. Interesting. Salem's Marsh. 76,000. Whole bottom quarter of the map at 178,000. So the prices to buy land is definitely cheap. That's going to be an interesting start point. The most expensive plot is 197 right here. And that's most of it. Demos, I am almost entirely positive that there's very little farmable land in here. And if there is farmable land, like for example this flat plot in front of me, I can almost guarantee you do have to clear it. I don't know what this indicates. Like, I don't know what the colors indicate at all. So that's something fascinating. Well, and that's what I was talking about, Demos. I was thinking of doing a separate standalone, like, forestry type run. And just purely focus on actual forestry. Do we actually start with any land, first off? Oh, we own this entire plot down here. All the rest of these have the buy option. This entire plot here we own, which is a little bit odd that they start you off in Old Bill's cabin right here, but you don't own it. You own this entire plot, so that's interesting. So now that we own that, let's take a look at the Grizzly Mountain sawmill, because it looks pretty impressive size-wise. Exactly. Buzz buzz indeed. Okay, nice little sawmill. Okay, that might be a vehicle that we own. Looks like it. Probably should cycle through my assets. Done! I just finished cycling through my assets. Alright then. Okay, so what we've got here is gas, shop, sawmill. Down here, spinnery. So this is the animal dealer ranch area, Grizzly Farms. So we've got spinnery, ranch, animal dealer, and barn. Up over. I thought there was something else up over here, but there's nothing else up over there. So, all right then. Oh, Doc, that's horrible. So what's stopping you? Anything verbally that we can help with? Because that's a shame that you couldn't get that going. Ooh, this is interesting. I like this. And then right here. Oh, also interesting. I wonder if this actually requires you dumping the logs into this little receptacle area here for it to work properly. Because the whole sell point is that area. Screws are too short. The backplate threads are stripped. Ooh, that's no good. So this is a fascinating map. Like, just from the standpoint of the forestry aspect of it. Now we've got water to work with here. And there is actually a lot of flat land, which is good. Oh, I see what's going on here. So on the map, you've got this little section right here. And this is probably legit forestry, where you've got a little circle of trees that you are allowed to cut down. So that's kind of what's going on here. And all of these... So, Char, this is what the trees actually look like when they're fully done growing at 12 days. So the ones that we have planted are going to look like that. And they're supposed to have 4 8-foot log segments that you can cut out of them. So 16 feet tall. That looks like that's more than 16 feet tall to me, but, you know, whatever. But that's what this whole colorized area is for, is to denote the trees that are supposed to be cut down. Now, granted, you could probably cut down the whole goddamn forest if you wanted, but this is looking nice. I'm liking it. Also, there actually is a little forest by my house. It stands out like a sore thumb, and I don't know what its story is, but it's about 1 square block. It's perfectly square. It's surrounded by nothing but flattened down areas. And it's a pine tree, or a pine or otherwise evergreen stand, similar to that, actually. And you can walk into it. There's a little clearing in the center of it. It's very dark. It's nothing but pine needle bed. And it's just a nice little place to walk into, but it's only a square block, so there's almost no space to it. And I walk in there occasionally just to have the foresty feel. But yeah, this is pure logging. And if you wanted to farm, you could, but you probably need to flatten out some land first before you do that. A little bit of water. We have... So this is the marshland I wanted to check out. This is also interesting because I think you can take these logs. They are interactable. And they are apparently light as well. So this is a thing that you can pick out and just pick up loose wood. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's a thing to look at. This is a very nice marshland. I like the way it's designed. Salem's Marsh. Check out the lake. Boar Lake. Southwing Lake. Pentaka Lake. These unnamed lakes. Which would you prefer? I ran into a tree. Any of the lakes. Alright. Well, the marshland is pretty ubiquitous. It's not going to be much different than marsh that we've already looked at, so we'll go straight to lake. Doc, that is unfortunate, but that does sound more like, ooh. Calm down, log. Calm yourself. Too heavy. Oh, boo. Alright, so let's go back to the thing over here. And there's some felled trees here. That's also a felled tree that you could probably pick up. So a nice little scavenging area. Not that you need to scavenge, because there's a whole bunch of trees chopped down. Lake. Well, we're going down to this Grizzly Farms anyway, so we'll go there and then stop by a lake next to it. But I also like that a lot of this land is flat, too. So if you do want to farm, it is a thing that you could do. Alright, so we got selling points, and we got barneries, and all sorts of other doodads. Yeah, Doc, it sounds kind of like you're screwed. It definitely sounds length related. Boo. If it helps at all, Doc, I believe those are 2mm screws. Because I've had to do something similar. What about screws that might have come with the CPU? Because I'm assuming you're using the cooler that came with the CPU, or are you trying to use the cooler that you had on your previous CPU? Because the CPU should have had screws that came with it to match the cooler. So Shara, this is one of the lakes. Apparently we can swim and wade. Did the CPU come with a cooler? Or is it a standalone CPU? And or otherwise, how are you cooling? Yep, no tragedies at the moment. It appears very flat. It appears very pristine. I'm digging this map. I do want to see the edge of the map to see how they handled that. So can I drive around the railing? There we go. All right. Anything else I want to check out? Marsh is good. I kind of want to check out Grizzly Mountain. Maybe we drive up Grizzly Mountain. But I do find it interesting that we own this entire damn thing. So that's fascinating. I don't actually know what this is. But I think we can leave some of this to exploration later. In fact, I think all I really want to do is try to get to the edge of the map. And see what it looks like. Interesting that no screws are provided. Alright, so edge of the map. We're just going this way. Seeing how they tackle it. Looks kind of like they tackle it by button up against mountain, which makes sense. That's how the other one did it, for part of it at least. Not bad. And it looks like this one is going Caldera style. Completely ringed by mountains. So just looking at the map, I can see that there should not be any points where we can see through the map. Barring, you know, minor clipping issues here and there. Yep. When you need a good viewpoint, just drive up the mountain. Or horse up the mountain, depending on the type of game. Although this type of game, you can actually horse up the mountain if you had a horse. Well, shit. Sparkles, about that lack of car tragedies. I enforced the theme by creating my own car tragedy. Oh, balls. Alright, well. Done. Made it. It was twin all along. Alright, so I'm digging this map. Definitely gonna do a forestry playthrough. Now, the question is, do I manage to do a forestry playthrough in the form of recorded videos, which I will probably not want to do because of the amount of editing involved, or do we do it on stream? We know that's the answer, I'm sure. But yes, I like this map. I like the possibilities. I still want to check out Grizzly Mountain. We'll have to do that another time. And I want to check out whatever's going on up here. We'll do it another time. But I think I want to leave more to the... I like this map enough that I don't actually want to explore it entirely right now, and I want to leave more of it to exploration. So, I had a feeling I would like this map, and it is indeed on the list. Stram! Alright, on to the next map. This is going to be the entire night, by the way, because it's already 11. And we have 2 more maps to go. However, I will warn you that this map, since it has so many damn trees, it's a little bit performance heavy. So, it had some CPU issues when I first loaded it up, but it smoothed out pretty well. And I didn't have any issues while driving around. But it appears to be having an issue quitting the game. So we may or may not be on our way to a crash here that I'm going to have to restart. Yeah, it's fine. Which I'm going to have to test, because if this map causes crashing every time I exit, I'm going to be disappointed. Probably going to play it anyway, but I'm going to be disappointed by it. I can hear my CPU chugging along. Wait. It did the thing. Hooray! Okay. So we're good. That's about the next game. New farm. Next map is Marwell Manor. One based in Hampshire, UK. Let me check things quick. Checking all the things quick. Streams look okay. Everything's fine. Good. Okay, so this is Marwell Manor. So far, so good. We've got equipment that we start off with. Looks like it starts us off with heavy-duty equipment. Huh. I've always heard them passing, but I've never seen them passing. I'm not entirely sure that's part of the base game. Anywho. Doc, I wholeheartedly agree with you. So this map starts us off with pretty beefy equipment, actually. A pretty heavy tractor in the form of a treaded Fendt. I don't know which John Deere this is. I just don't know the details. We start off with an airstrike. Exactly. This thing appears to be animal dialogue, which... This is apparently cows. Damn. What the hell? Yep, speed limit is indeed enforced by aircraft. Huh. This must be custom. Because this is not the default cow enclosure. So that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure what to make of all this. Nicely modeled. Lots of decorative pieces. A little farmhouse that does not have a sleep option. Okay. Other nice little farmhouse that does have a sleep option. Perfect. A something right here. Oh. Neat. Sheepy pen, apparently. So they did some interesting customizations on this. And this looks like a silage pit. Great. Yeah, they definitely did some interesting customizations on this that are not base game. Like just the fact that they've got a cow pen, or a cow enclosure that's a big old shed thing that's very different from the base game. I'm digging it so far. So that's cows. We also have sheep over here. We have gas that away. This away. Gas. Oh. Gas. Alright then. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is a little workshop thing. Alright, Demos. Safe flight. Enjoy yourself. Don't enjoy yourself too much. Don't scare the passengers. No promises. I will most likely bury at least one car in the river or find one that's already there. So that's a nice little way to repair your vehicles. You actually have to pull it into a shed. I like that too. And then over here we've got lime stations and the silo. Okay. Yeah, Twitch's app, not spectacular. Alright, what else do we have? Neat. Neat. Oh, this one doesn't open? Boo. But also, this is a lot of space to store a cultivator seeder combo thing. Oh, little hot air balloon in the distance. And then in here we've got sprayer and big cedar thing. So yeah, this map starts you off with a lot of equipment. You start off with only 100 grand, but you start off with probably $1 million worth of crap. Plus the fact that you've got the animal enclosures, sheep and cow. And I believe it said that there's other animal enclosures elsewhere. Horse over here. Which, do we own a horse paddock? We do apparently own the horse paddock as well. Alright. And then the other one, I think there's chickens around here somewhere. Chickens up here. There it is. Chickens. Okay. I mean, I greatly appreciate that they took the time to customize their animal enclosures. Like, that's just some great attention to detail right there. And there's more places to store shit. There's a lot going on in this place. Then we've got pig enclosure as well. Pig enclosure is probably this messy looking place. Yep, alright. Okay, a lot going on here. Got a shop and shop. Animal dealer. We also have the biogas plant, Greendale stores, dairy, spinnery, Southview's barn to sell stuff at, sawmill over here. We've got map border and forest, so there's a forest area right here. And then we've got Manor Egg Sell Point and Rainbow Ridge Stores. All right. And Rainbow Ridge Stores is a sell point, not a buy point. All right, now what do we got for prices? So we already own 15, 18, and 19. So, Jesus. Apparently you can buy the exterior of the map for 17 million? Sure. That's terrifying. Sure. Alright, so 15, 18, 19 is just one big plot at 450,000. Then we've got 11 and 15 seem really expensive, but maybe they are just really big and this map is deceptive, perhaps? So we probably should take a look at 15, 18, 19 to see what their overall size is. Because this looks relatively small for 250,000. But yeah, we'll have to take some tours around here. Do we have a train, first off? I'm going to start tabbing through stuff. John Deere, Mass Ferguson Harvester. This is the Fendt. No, these are our only 3 vehicles. Alright, enough of that. Alright, so we're going to go do the usual. Buy ourselves a truck. Alright, colors. Somebody give me colors while I fix my face. Hold on. Alright, so I came back to light blue. So we're going with the Robin... No, not that one. This one. This light blue. Third row, second column. So that light blue. So not the baby blue, but the other blue. Sky blue, perhaps? And then we've got the New Holland blue, and then we've got the Goldhofer blue, which we have already done. So this is the one that Doc wants. Got it. All right. So let's do that one. Rims. We've got the chromish rims. We've got white rims. We've got black rims. Got my favorite onyx rims. Doc says electric blue. Sparkle says pink. Oh, that's freaking State Fair cotton candy quality right there. The pink and the blue, both my favorite cotton candy colors, because those are almost the only two that ever really exist. Otherwise, I think that's the only other blue that's possible. Yeah, pink it is. We're doing it. Done. Alright, so this puts us right here. Good to know. I'm actually going to bounce back to the Fent quick, because I want to drive it. It matches you two right now. It does match you two right now. I don't get to see your colors in my usual chat thing, so nice. I like it. So I want to check out these plots, 19, 18, and 15, to see how big they actually are, to give us a scale of what the other fields look like. So first off, how do we get to our own fields? That's fenced off. Alright, that's an opening. What is this? That is a pole. It's a frickin' barbed wire fence. I didn't even see it. Alright, barbed wire fence it is. So this is a way into this field. And this is 19. It is not plowed, but it is significant in size. It's actually pretty darn big. And then it transitions all the way this away. Let me check the lands again. Yeah, it goes all the way this way. So they are irregular fields, very much irregular fields. But they are significant fields. Like, holy crap, significant. Now that's just 19. I don't necessarily know how to get to 18. I'm going to hope that there's some way to get through this forest here. But judging on the... Oh, wow. You're making me wish I had a quote bot in place. So this looks like it's all blocked off, like hard stop. It is not hard stop. Okay. So how do I get through here? Can I get through here? It's very dense. There's a whole lot of bush going on here. It's hard to get through. Aha! Made it through. Part of it. Just a bot that will accept someone entering in a quote, so you can get some fun stuff that's said quoted down for posterity's sake. Now 18 is plowed. Yeah, so 19's raw, and you could do grass on that. It's already grassed, so you can just mow it, for example. 18 is cultivated, ready to seed. 15 is ready to harvest. And it is barley? Color-wise, looks kind of like that's barley. But this field is also massive. I think this is probably on par with Field 8. Although, judging on the price, 450. I mean, if we're going on prices similar to Ravenloft. Oh, wow, Doc. Wow. Just wow. That's how we get to 18. Okay. So this drive here. Okay. I went through the hard way. I went through the back end a little bit. I don't think Doc's had much time to drink yet. And that's another friggin' fence. Okay. So how do we get to 15? Let me follow the actual road. This night has indeed been revealing. So this is the quote-unquote road. Well detailed, by the way. Like, this is what was missing from Estancia Lapacho. Like, just something. Little tufts of grass to break up the drive. Little furrows that have water in them to show that people have been driving through here. Differing textures throughout the whole road. Like, this is pretty much exactly what was needed to make Estancia Lapacho better. So I appreciate all of the attention to detail on this map. Alright, so 15 is ready. Interesting, they've even got little telephone poles through the plots. I am driving through all of this. Whoopsie-doodle. And this is what happens when you have destruction of crops on. Okay. So 15. And then we've got 16, 17 that are not plowed. Or not ready to go. Now this looks... this is the one that I said that looks like... it's straight up Google Maps view. So my guess is that's exactly what this is. Yes, the Alps. It had a very long name, but ultimately it was the Alps map. But yeah, this looks straight up Google Maps, and it looks like they turned it into a functional farm. And I can appreciate that as well. Gives us every single field is awkward shape, but there's a little bit more realism to that. So it's the thing that needs to be opened. It is. Also interesting. Alright, so let's go to the truck. Do some actual driving. Lovely. So where the hell are we? We are at the shop. Let's go check out this area. Shop, by the way, is also nicely detailed. I would have a hard time getting some of the bigger farm implements through this little plot here, or through this little gateway here. Because some of the farm implements are exactly that big. So I'm curious how that would work. Okay, so... I missed something? Ah, okay. There's what looks like a road on the map, but it's more of like barely a dirt path right here. And that's probably how you can get the bigger farm implements out, is drive them this way, because that bushing isn't going to be in the way. Yes, hello, kitty. It is kitty time. Hello, kitty time. He is a shoulder kitty at the moment. Hello. Kitty time. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. So, I am liking this map, just for attention to detail and the uniqueness of the animal plots, that kind of thing. So let's take a look. I've already visited the horse paddock. Did we visit the horse paddock? Visited briefly, didn't dig too much detail into it. Visited the chickens and the pigs. Otherwise, we've just basically got really large fields. With some trees kind of in between. Like between 11 and 15 down there. Let me mouse with cat one hand. Trees here. So I want to see how dense that is and if there are trees that we could potentially cut down. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Okay. Yes, Muffin Man, welcome. The fields that you start with in here are absolutely massive, and I do appreciate that. I don't necessarily like that they are awkward shaped fields. Makes it a little bit difficult to work them. But they are pretty significant in size. Because you start off with 15, 18, and 19, so that's quite a lot of land to work with. Yeah, Ravenport map, you start off with, what, like a grand total of maybe 2 hectares of land? Between the 4 fields that you start with, 19, 24, 25, and 26, I think. All of them really tiny. Really tiny. But yeah, I'm liking this map so far. So Muffin Man, you're catching us kind of towards the tail end of browsing all of the maps that are currently available, trying to figure out where we're going to move, because we're currently at Ravenport, and I'm not digging it as much as when I started. I'm kind of looking for new scenery. So this one is in the running, and Felsbrunn is in the running so far. Alright, there is no train that I'm aware of. Yeah, Ravenport is the one I'm currently playing. There's no train that I'm aware of. Oh man. So this is 2 and 3. Okay, that's good. Oh, this is also kind of a neat little addition. A nice little stone brick bridge. I like it. You just started it? Yeah, and I know Daggerwin just started his series on it, so I'm interested to see what he does with it. That's the only reason I'm considering not doing this, only because I'm currently watching Daggerwin and he's doing it. But still, it is a nice map. Even the detail on this river is really nice. The water in it, or the watercolor is great, as well as the rocks and all the banks are well detailed as well. Yeah, no, I'm really liking the quality on this map. And this map is Oxygen David, and I mentioned that before. Supposedly he is really good at making maps and whatnot. Right in this way, so we'll turn around. Apparently he is someone that people have come to appreciate for the map making skills. You have attachment to it? That's weird. I don't, actually. I mean, I do appreciate what I had done with the chicken coops. I like that part of it. But otherwise, I'm not feeling all that much attachment to it. But what I want to do, I don't want to start over. What I want to do is I want to keep the difficult start. I'm going to test it. I don't know for sure what you start with. Oh, the Alps was terrible, Doc. The Alps was not a good map. Oh, hey, driving on the other side of the road. That's right. Forgot about that. That is a thing I'm not going to be used to. Let's take a look at this. Go in the actual front way of the horse paddock. So the thing that I kind of want to do with the move is keep the nothing that I have. Keep the start where I don't have any buildings, I don't have all that much land. Try to get equivalent land and make sure that all of the value of the equipment that I've got is roughly the same. And essentially move as best as I can. Oh no, the one with the castle is Felsbrunn. And that one is one of the default maps in the game. So that's the spinnery. Yeah, Doc. That's the Felsbrunn map. It's one of the default maps. It's a very nice one. I like it as well. Yep, Felsbrunn, but with an extra N at the end. There's 2 N's at the end. It's German. They like their extra vowel or extra letters. So this is nice. This is a silage plant. It's all good. Everything appears to be in order here. It's an interesting little dip as well. Kind of like it sunken into the land a little bit with those silage silos, I guess. What else do we got? We can't go that way, because that's essentially the end of the map. I'm curious what happens, though. Road ahead closed. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the red line is absolutely a hard stop on the map. Oh, for crap's sake. Let me turn around. I got too wedged up into the red line. So, don't go that way. That's bad. Grizzly is going to be its own separate thing, I think. It's going to be a separate start, a separate build-up. But definitely doing Grizzly. I think you might have missed all of Grizzly, Doc. Oh, hey, I didn't die. I pulled straight in through the greenery and I didn't die. All right. So this was cows, I think. But the only thing I don't like about this map is how much you start with. But it is technically the easy the easy mode. So I'm curious to start it in like hard to see what little you start with. Yes, Doc. Nothing but trees. It's purely intended for forestry. So that's what I want to do as a separate playthrough kind of deal. Yeah, all forestry all the time. So Grizzly is going to be its own separate deal. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Make us actually open the gates to get in and out. Those gates are going to be permanently opened if I ever do this map. Now this does appear to have a little bit more traffic than usual for a map. Oops, didn't do it. I can also see it being very difficult to navigate for selling purposes because of the traffic primarily. What do we got here? Random nice little house, kind of like the garage doors. Those are nice garage doors. I like them. Alright, and this way, I don't know what this way is. Hey, we've got signs. We've got signs for Winchester, Fair Oak, Botley, Bishop's Waltham, Thompson's Lane, Marwell Zoo, Marwell Hotel. This is docks number 2, okay. So Doc, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a video. Once this video goes live, in a week or so, I will have links to the start of each map. I will also have a hi car. I will also have a survey up for everyone to do voting in Discord. Ah, and this is forest. Okay. Okay, Doc. That's interesting to know. It feels very different to me. It feels incredibly different. But good to know that it's not looking too terribly different. I like this forested area as well. But then I do really like forests, honestly. So this is really, really appealing to me. I'm going to run into the end of the map, aren't I? Oh hey, I didn't run to the end of the map. The red line is wrong. Sweet. I like that area. And that's listed as F for forest. How much does the forest cost, by the way? The forest costs almost 400 grand. Not bad. I love this part. You can click the outside of the map, which includes some of the interior points, and it costs $17 million. $17.5 million. I don't know why they did that, but just for funsies, I suppose. And then up here, that was an interesting little bad transition, honestly. That was not a great transition. So right here, it's got a weird little lumpy thing going on. That's okay. Now, one thing I don't appreciate about this map is the difficulty of travel. Not only in the narrow roads to drive through, but also that each of the plots of land is kind of sectioned off. Now, this one's not so bad because it's not officially sectioned off. It's just visually sectioned off with these drive-through bushes. But down here, 15 was sectioned off by a fence. Over here, you couldn't get into 19 because of a fence. You had to drive down this road and then down in before you can get in. This section right here. So this was an entrance to 19 right here. This was an entrance, I think, to 1. And this little squared off area here was a fence. So you can't do anything with that. It's just a hard stop. So there's a lot of little intricacies in how you can actually get around in this map that make it a little bit tricky to work with. So that's the only serious gripe I have about this map. And this looks to be Sawmill, I think. Yep. I could build up a jump to jump over the fence. It is definitely more immersive, for sure, and I can definitely appreciate that to a point on this map. But just for ease of use, it is inconvenient for sure. But immersive and convenient are frequently at odds with one another. Okay, anything else we need to see on this map? We didn't go this way. So maybe we go that way. Let's go that way. Also, since this is a European map, gotta drive on the other side of the road. Now, whoa. Due to the inconvenience and immersiveness of this map, it would actually require me to go visit a plot before I bought it to make sure that it's something that could actually work. But there's a lot of flat land here, which is nice. Easily workable land for the most part. What was this again? Oh, this is the Manor Egg Sell Point. We actually didn't visit this one. Can we actually get in here? No. Yes, this is a user-made map. Now, the user is, I'm going to take a quick look here at this button. The user is Oxygen David, and I'm trying to think. I thought I remember them being a mod in here. But yeah, he's kind of a well-known map maker. Okay, so this is not my area. This is someone else's area, but it's very nice. Horse rearing areas. They got some of the horse jumpy areas. That's nice. Still need to visit Felsbrunn again to see if I can find the horse areas, if they have any. So, whoopsie doodle. I did not mean to take out your barrel. Sorry. Sorry. So how do I get into the egg selling area? Probably here or here. But yeah, I really love the attention to detail on this map, because they really did make it feel alive. Details of the buildings, details of the way the roads are built, the differing textures to make the roads feel more used and lived on. Alright, well that wasn't the right method. Let's try it this way. Can't get in there. So this turn, perhaps. There it is. That wasn't so difficult. That's the egg selling point. Oh, they even have a little basketball court. Nice. I was going to say tennis racket or a tennis court until I realized that was not tennis. Alright, anything else we need to see? We've already been over here. We've been here. We've been here, here, and here. Yeah, I think the hardest part about this map is going to be how do I transition from Ravenport? Because by default, you start off with so much in this map that easily it's worth 2 to 3 million. What does what mean? Oh, just liking it for what it is? No, I think that if we're going to use this map, it needs to be a fresh start. And I think probably need to check the different starting points, the easy, medium, and hard, to see what you actually start off with. Because this starts you off with everything. You start off with lime station, farm silo, gas station, cows, pigs, sheep, chickens, horses. You start off with at least 2 or 3 different farm buildings. You start off with numerous buildings to park your stuff in. Let me go back over here, because you start off with all of this, some of the top tier equipment. Felsbrunn starts you off with 3 low tier tractors and some very low tier equipment, like the lowest tier harvester and stuff like that. And you get one. You get the farm building to start off with, so you can rest. You get one overhang parking area, kind of like this one, but a different model. And then a couple decorative buildings, and that's it. This one starts you with at least 4 or 5 different buildings to park your vehicles in. Start you off with all of the animal pastures and whatnot. So like you get these 2 buildings, you get this building and the equipment. That's, by the way, those are really low tier equipment, so that's not a big problem. You start off with this here, which is a repair depot, plus a refueling tank somewhere around here. And planes flying overhead. You also start off with both of these buildings, which are very sizable. And a close by lime station, as well as this, which is a big silo to store your grains and stuff in. I'm assuming hard would give less, but it is a user-created map, so it depends on how much he accounted for different starting points. We could certainly take a look and test it out. I got no problem with that. I think I'm done with this map in previewing it, though. So let's get out. I don't recall, is there, I think there might be one more map to do. Kitties, be nice. Be nice, kitties. Yeah, so this is Marwell Manor, and the last one is New Bartleshagen. I still don't recognize any of these things, but let's do it. And then we'll go back and do the medium and hard starts on Felsbrunn and just see what's there. Not Felsbrunn, on Marwell Manor. Okay, so we'll do this quick. I don't know how much there is to see. Probably quite a bit, but we'll see. It looks like it's flat based on the screenshot, but there could be stuff to do. Alright, interesting start. Aha! So we start off with the manor from Estancia Lapacho. Let's get in here and zoom out. So that, first off, looks really kind of out of place after having seen where it came from. So that seems kind of out of place. You start off with a little garage there to park your stuff in. A couple little buildings over here, which may or may not be useful buildings. They appear to be purely decorative buildings. Okay, good to know. You start off with Field 1. Alright. We do have a horse paddock over here. And a shop right across the street. No, this is over. Okay. This is where we start visually. This is Field 1. So we own this, but we start over here, which is kind of weird. Holy crap, that's a big land. Okay, so these are really sizable lands. First off, a little bit awkward in shape, but pretty sizable. Doc's not liking the map. Okay. Everything is centralized. Oh, you start off with this thing up here too? What the hell is this? Farm silo. Hey, kitty. Kitty. Stop that. So sawmills up here. We've got spinnery, grain elevator east, biogas plant, and animal dealer. We've got liquid fertilizer and fertilizer, so pick up points there, which is not terrible. Not a terrible plan. You do start off with horses, or horse paddock. At least I think that's ours. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. 3 with this awkward-ass shape. Actually, all of them are awkward-ass shapes. Just putting that out there. Every single one of these is awkward except for 11, which is relatively square. Silage bunker up here. You are correct. Let's go visit that quick. Oh, it's also not in English. Tor Offnen, which is open door apparently, and they open the wrong way. Oh, I guess that's a slider. That's appropriate. Never mind. Tor Offnen. Sure. And Torschleifen to close it. Sure. Also fine. So not silage, but also just really big storage points. I guess you could potentially park silage in there. It's not the end of the world to do that. But yeah, no, it looks like a silo and then vehicle storage points. Fair enough. Let's also visit the sawmill. Yep, it's a sawmill. Where do we drop off the wood? Because this looks like sawdust. Sell wood. Okay, so that's probably also the sell wood point. That's fine. Pretty so far. I kind of like it. That is really friggin' bright. Alright, let's go visit the shop. Get ourselves... Actually, let's see. We've got big old John Deere to start with, a couple trailers. Other John Deere to start with a big cedar. Truck. Another John Deere, wherever this might happen to be parked. Oh. Oh. I mean, these are kind of neat. I don't think I've even seen this model before. Bunch of parking spots, that's good. Little power harrow there. So much storage space. Good lord. Even more. Alright. So let's, and more. Okay. So let's jump in here quick so we can get a bird's eye view. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 big storage spaces over here. And then over here there's no storage. That's fine. There's no storage over here, just a big manor to work with. And then up here we've got 2 more big storage spaces plus the silo. Let's go visit over here. Biogas plant. So this is where all the silage goes. And it looks like more storage spaces. Now this is interesting. This is the grain elevator east. Which, is that normally a selling point? Yeah, it's normally a selling point. So it's a little bit interesting that you would have to open the doors to go in and sell. So that's a little bit odd. You don't have to store your vehicles inside or undercover. No, not at all. But it's kind of tradition that people will do that anyway. Just for funsies. And this is the stockyard where you get aminals. Biogas plant. Okay. So this is fine. That's not necessarily storage. That's actually a sell point, so I'm not going to count that. I do think that you probably should have to store your vehicles in buildings and whatnot, or face, you know, more maintenance penalties, for example, or something like that. But these are huge. Now, I didn't check this before, but we do have information on how big these fields are. So 8 is 3.14 hectares of land. This is 33.3. So this is twice the size of field 8. And that is field 2. Oh, it's not even the big one. Oh, okay. 45.09 hectares of land. Holy crap. And that was field 6. Oh. Oh dear. Oh boy. Wow. Alright. Yeah. Holy crap. Because the biggest on Ravenport is 15 hectares of land. No. No. No, potatoes, no. Oh, no. Wow. Okay. So, this is for, I would say this is probably geared more towards multiplayer of greater quantity of people than normal. Unless you're planning on running like 7 or 8 tractors yourself with helpers. Because this is a lot of bloody land to work. Good lord. Okay. I do want to drive around a couple of these areas though to see what some of the other, just what some of the decoration looks like, because we've got massive fields of land, but there are some decorative points primarily in here along this road. So let's get in the truck and do that. But yeah, first thing to note is those fields that are giant seas of grain. Okay. Otherwise, it's very pretty. It's a nicely modeled neighborhood. There's more storage space over here. That's interesting. Someone really loves their storage space, which makes sense, actually. It makes sense if you've got, you know, giant fields that are going to require a dozen tractors to work, that you're going to have a whole bunch of storage space to put all them tractors. I lost count at the amount of storage space that there is in this map. But it's ridiculous regardless. Oh, hey, that door opens too. I mean, these are really nice buildings, by the way. Really nice models. Really nice decoration. I like these little flower fields with a pair of trees. Looks very purposeful, intentional. Yeah, pretty little houses, pretty picket fences. Not necessarily, Doc. Basically, you have 3 ways of getting machinery. You can buy it yourself, you can lease it from the store, so you can just basically hit the lease button, and it costs you X amount to lease it, and X amount per day and per hour. Otherwise, if you do contracts... There we go. If you do contracts, you have the option of borrowing items, which gives you some equipment that's intended for that job. And any of those 3 options to get the equipment, you can hire helpers to have them run it. Yeah, this whole map is field and storage. Yes, indeed. That is correct. Like, even this, where a house would normally go, there's a field there. Workaholics map, for sure. And also someone who wants to go all out. And, you know, have a fleet of vehicles. And that's why I'm saying it's better for a good-sized multiplayer map. Because it is absolutely something that would be good to work on, you know, farming with multiple people. Maybe you got a dozen people who want to work a field. It's perfect. Yeah, and this really does focus the efforts on the farming. It's great. It's fine. A lot of flat land, too, which it's practically, I think it's an entirely flat map. I'm not seeing any serious deformations in the land, which is an interesting choice. And it's entirely possible that the place that it's based on is just as flat. But this is definitely a multiplayer focused map. And maybe this is a thing where, you know, if we have a whole bunch of people who want to join, maybe I do this map for, you know, a big old multiplayer series. But I don't think this is going to be good for my current state. Well, that's a thing. That's a little bit of a janky method of flattening the land. Hi, kitty. Hello, kitty. I always got to check out how they do the land flattening. Because obviously we've got a finite amount of space. There's no way it's going to be an infinite land. And there's no way it's going to be, you know, perfect. This, I would say, is probably the least... Well, okay, this is not the least way to handle it. This is a way to handle it that does indeed work. But it's not pretty. Hey, there's some land. There's some land deformation. Different change in size. But the way that the Alps map handled it is the worst way to do it. Because that was just pure map cutoff, drop, done. This way works because you can do the really crappy edge texture at a great distance, so you don't have to worry about it being visible. That, having it right butted up against, not my preferred method. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, this is... that's old school method of cutting off worlds. Now this is an interesting thing as well, this little furrow of water. I kind of like it. Yes, mister? Hello, kitty? Come here. Come here. I mean, there are things that I do appreciate about this map. I like the sizes of the plots of land for the purposes of multiplayer. I like this decorative piece here with the water furrow for the irrigation. I like it. They are very needy tonight, yes. Specifically this guy. What do you want, buddy? Westby, Wisconsin. See, I'm only doing official, or at least officially sanctioned map mods for now. I might take a look at some other ones if there are some really highly rated ones. But for right now, I'm sticking with the ones that are readily available in the game. But yeah, the end of the map in the Alps map was pretty terrible. Some of it was okay, but it was badly textured mountains. But some of it was, there was a sheer drop-off and you could use the camera to view under the world. It was pretty terrible. Felsbrunn does have square plots, and I do love that. But no, I'm saying straight off the bat, this is not the map for me right now. But if we do a larger multiplayer series, this is definitely in the running. Hello. Oh dear. Oh, wow. Okay. I was totally expecting that we were going to have another river disaster, and I ended up hitting the exact spot where there was a dirt bridge. That was pure luck, pure chance. What? But yeah, we've seen all there is to see about this map, really. Except for going around the edge of the world to see how it's handled. We've seen everything. We've driven through the town. We've driven... Well, we didn't drive through this town. We'll go that way. You're driving into the world. Oh dear. That's not good. Yeah, and map making is not for everyone. Some people may have a good idea of what they want for a map, but if they don't have the attention to detail to make sure that everything on the map is not necessarily perfect, but good, then it's not going to go well. Because you've got to handle the things like the clipping issues. You've got to handle things like the detailed decorations. You've got to handle the possibility of drop off the map. You've got to handle the world's edge. You've got to obviously handle how all of the different fields are shaped and sized. Map making is definitely not an easy talent. Which is why I was impressed with the Marwell Manor, because it's very, very well done. But this is pretty basic, rural-ish neighborhood. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, this might be my life now. Oh hey, made it. But yeah, this where it's an entire single plot as far as the eye can see. Definitely too much. I know, that was kind of nice, wasn't it? Sparkle, you missed the perfect shot. I was just about to river crash, and I accidentally hit a land bridge instead. You missed it. Stupid cat hair. Okay, well, I'm done with this map. It is what it is. Definitely has big multiplayer potential, just due to the size of the fields, but way too much. Yes, this is the last map. I want to check out Marwell Manor on medium and hard to see what the starting points on those are, just to see what you actually end up starting with versus what they give you and what you have to work towards. Yeah, no, there's a lot of potential, and a lot of potential for building, which is also good. I think it's pure flat. I think there's only very minor points where there's actual land deformation, namely down here where you have that irrigation channel. And that's about it. I think that's the entirety of the land deformation. I think it's just pure flat. Oh, wait, we have a little bit of land deformation here. Ever so slight. So yeah, this land has potential. Multiplayer, you know, you've got the possibility of each individual player who's playing getting a huge chunk of land and having a big flat space that they can build whatever the hell they want for their own storage methods. But you also have centralized storage options for all of the working vehicles. No, this map is... This map does have its purpose, but not for me right now. So we're going to quit this one. Now, since we have a couple votes already for Felsbrunn, what I want to do is I want to check the Felsbrunn hard start. Start from scratch. And see if those buildings are even there. Because if those buildings are not there, then we'd have to do a lot of building ourselves. And I will do this for now. Okay, so the default start for hard is start anew by Popsky. Nice, I like it. Wait, what was that, Sparkles? I mean, I know, but was that actually on this loading screen? So the default hard start is you only have enough money to start a small farm. First you buy some land, buildings, necessary tools, and then sell your products and expand your farm, etc. So Felsbrunn is beautiful. Not gonna lie, I do like Felsbrunn, but you do start with a big flat area to build on, which is nice. But no buildings, no nothing. And you don't actually own any land either. There's nothing that you actually own to start off with. So if we wanted to buy something, we'd have to buy, you know... I mean, this would not be a bad idea, to buy 21. It's got the flat building area. It's a good starting point. Oh, pigs eating anything, but also you added the people part. Got it. And yes, pigs do eat just about anything. So Felsbrunn does have a lot of winning points. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of nice terrain features. It's got a lot of square, workable land. It's relatively flat in a lot of areas. There's a little bit of a hill over there, but relatively flat. It's kind of got a scattered sell points, so you basically have to drive around the map to view things. So it definitely has a lot going for it, I think. But yeah, this is the standard hard start. You start off with no land and 500,000 bucks. That's what I started with before. So we can do the transition fairly easily. Basically, all we need to do is take stock of all of our assets in Ravenport and get everything moved over here by cash trade. I may be able to do it through the files. I'll have to look into the files to see if it's possible to easily transport the files to this map. So I may be able to keep all of the vehicles that we've got with their current condition, which is important, I think. So it will take me a little while to do any transition. We're going to keep working on Ravenport for a while, I think. It's probably going to be at least 2 or 3 weeks, potentially, for a move of some variety or another. Because at least a week for this video to go out with the voting. Nope, not starting fresh. I'm going to move what I've got. So we're going to basically continue our progression, which means we'll have at least a little bit of cash for some extra land, a little bit of cash for vehicles, that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to start fresh with the Grizzly map for forestry. And that's going to be a whole separate run through, I think. Kitty. Hey, famous 2X. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate that. Kitty. And then maybe eventually I'll probably end up starting over on like Marwell Manor if it doesn't get a vote, or if it doesn't get enough votes. Not at this time, no famous. We're currently just browsing all of the different maps to decide where we're going to start next time, or at some point in the near future. I'm not actually doing any farming at the moment, but we're discussing the possibilities. So, Felsbrunn, that's a thing. So, I just want to make sure that we didn't start with anything in Felsbrunn. Oh, hey, host as well. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Next up, I want to exit out. And then I wanted to take a look at what we start off with in Marwell Manor. Start from scratch in Marwell Manor. Alright, so, Marwell Manor. Oh, shit. You start out with nothing. Nice buildable flat land. Still start off with a bombing run. Alright. Trying to find the chicken's starting point to see if it's something I can do. Yeah, we still start off with the animal coops, or the animal things. Pigs, chickens, horse. But you do not start off with the cow and sheep that's normally down here. Which I do find interesting, because you can technically use these even though they're not really yours. So that's fascinating. And I think that might be a minor issue I have with this map, is that these are technically yours to start off with. So maybe that's something that might be worth reporting. Night, Doc. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry you had issues with your CPU. I hope you get that resolved sooner than later. Alright, now as far as the land, that is still 450,000. Okay. Like, I feel like you should have to buy this here before you can use the chickens. And you have to buy this here well, okay, that's probably a bad example. She'd have to buy this plot here to get the horses, for example. So I think, as much as I like Marwell Manor, it's not going to be a good, probably not going to be a good transition from current Ravenport. Yeah, and the fact that these are here and free, despite the fact that we're starting on hard, definitely don't like that part. I was thinking something similar to that, actually. Like, have to buy 6, for example, before you can use these. Have to buy, I don't know, maybe 16 is probably reasonable for the horse one. Or maybe even 5, I don't know. Because the horse paddock is 100,000, I think. Yeah, about 100,000 for the large horse paddock, so that would make sense. It is a little bit sad, though, with this over here. Since it's all flat and unbuilt, you miss out on a lot of the gorgeous decoration that was built into the map and intended, including the custom cow paddock, cow barn, whatever, the custom sheep enclosure. You kind of miss out on some of that, which I think is some of the draw of this map. So it's a little bit of a, I'm a little torn on that, honestly. Because I like the not starting with anything, but also I don't like the losing out on some of the serious, gorgeous detail on the map. So I'm a little bit upset by that, I think. All right, give me a moment here. I need to type something up to myself as a mental note to self. But it can't really, because a lot of the gorgeous detail is in all of the extraneous pieces that they put into the map, like the small little sheds and all of the little detail pieces, the barrels and the tools and all that extra decorative stuff that isn't even purchasable in the game. So I can't really do a lot of that. There's no, I can do some of the sheds, like this one, for example, I can do, I remember that, but a lot of it isn't even available in the game. It's up to the map makers to put that in. So the only way that I could do that is if I found some good decorative collections, which I haven't found yet. I found one mod that had just bunches of barrels, that's it. But I haven't found much in the way of collected decorative assets. But yes, this is wide open to do my own thing, for sure. So if we wanted to do the large cow pasture, we could. Don't technically own this space, but still. But yeah, definitely doable. Okay. Okay, I get it. And you can even see where they intended to put some of this stuff, because there's kind of these square outlines of different textures that they were using to outline some of the buildings. But I think I do want to report about the owned coops and all that stuff, because I think it would be good if you didn't have those placed and were forced to buy them at some point. or a way to tie them to the plots. Really, the big German multiplayer one after Marwell. I would not have expected that, actually. Okay. Is that just because of the big plots of land that are workable? I'm not surprised by Marwell being on top. I'm more surprised by the big German multiplayer one being immediately after that. Okay. So you definitely like the size on that one, plus the small town feeling. Got it. I can get that. Okay. Well, I will be putting out a vote at some point, and it will probably include the option to order which ones you like. So don't worry about that. I will probably not be moving in the near future, semi-near future, because we've been on Ravenport for... I'm just going to go with a month, because I don't remember how long it's been, honestly. But we'll be on Ravenport for a little while longer, as it takes me some time to... first off, I'm not going to be ready for the next week, just because of all the crap that's coming up with work. And then I want to put out the video, and I want to put out the vote, let people vote on which ones they want. I think I will leave Ravenport in the vote process. And yeah, after starting hard on Ravenport without anything, I do think it might be easier to start on easy or medium. At the very least, to have the buildings to work with. Maybe we adjust it so because the medium start is farm manager. The buildings exist, I believe. I don't recall for sure, but I'm pretty sure the buildings exist. But you start off with no vehicles and something like 1.2 something million in cash to buy up all your equipment and stuff. But that does come with the catch that it is in loan form that you have to pay back. So that's kind of where the medium is an interesting start, honestly. So we'll poke around on it, I think. And I think you're right on some of the maps being good to start fresh. I think there is still a possibility where moving might be okay for a couple of the maps. But yeah, I think there's some options. And let me take some more notes here so I don't forget. That's not where my mouse is. Yeah, those plots are way too big to start with. I do agree on that, especially on well, how hard you start with nothing. So that makes sense. I'm also a little bit baffled by the price. 15, 18, 19. Those are not in contract form, so I can't see how big the plots of land are. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? So this is apparently Oxygen David, and this is, I'm assuming, someone who helped with the map. Sure. Startled by those, honestly. But yeah, I mean, this is, I'm going to guess, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 hectares of land for 450,000. Whereas 15 hectares of land is 1.2 million on Ravenport. So it does seem off somehow. And this one, for example, is 564. So this, I think, is drastically undervalued. and this is 442. So these two are roughly the same price. And 11 is about the same size as 19, roughly. So yeah, something's not quite right with the start of this one, and I do like it overall. It's greatly detailed, and I think. Hey, stop it. I think it may be a little bit less intended for immersion and more intended for a realistic representation of an actual place in UK. So maybe a little bit less focus on the realistic prices and whatnot. That makes sense, Sparkles. I get that to a point. And I'm not as concerned with the land prices changing by location. I'm more concerned by the inconsistencies within the map itself. Just like 11 is the same price as this entirety of 15, 18, 19. Same with 20 here being almost the same price. So it's just, there's not consistencies within the map itself. Like, if 5 is our landmark and 11 is similar, I guess, then this should be in the neighborhood of 1.5 million. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Ideas are happening. Ideas are happening. And I do believe, and Mackenzie, I know you threw Grizzly at the end of your list, but I do believe Grizzly is going to end up being a separate run series. So it's not going to be interfering with anything else. I don't think I'm going to move to Grizzly. It's not a thing I'm even remotely considering. It's going to be a separate thing entirely. Yeah, user created. So based on what they wanted to pay is probably most likely. Cat, what are you doing? Okay. Stop doing things. Cat. Squirmy little bugger. I find that a little bit ironic, Mackenzie, considering you were telling me fairly early on in the Farming Sim streaming that you were doing a deforestation run of something like Ravenport. Just saying. You told me that you did some deforestation yourself. But yeah, we wouldn't be doing it regularly. It would be interspersed with other fields. More for funsies, more for change up. Cat, what are you doing? Stop doing things. Yeah, I think it's just, I think it'll be a thing to do in the meantime. With you know, one map focusing on forestry and animal, or farming and animals, and one map being focused more on forestry. I can't talk anymore. I'm apparently dying for the night, so I think that will be it for me anyway, because we're done with all the maps. We've done everything. Hey, look, air balloon. We're done with all the maps. We're done with viewing them and reviewing them and talking about them and stuff. And I think we have kind of an idea of what's going on. And then we'll have more discussions about it in Discord, and votes are going up eventually, and all that fun stuff. So there will be things to be had, things to be discussed. Yes, actually. The map itself is fairly flat in a lot of areas, and there are plenty of sell places, and all of the equipment and all that is available for farming. But yeah, you don't start off with that, so you would have to deforest an area and then get the equipment to plow a plot and all that fun stuff. So yes, it would be something I would be very strongly leaning towards, is a lot of deforestation with the possibility of opening up farmland. Because you'd have to go through and you'd have to chop down all of the trees, you'd have to de-stump the entire area, then you would have to plow it all, get it all ready for working, etc. So yeah, no, I think there's definitely some serious potential in the Grizzly map. Okay, we'll see. We'll see when the voting comes out. I'm curious to see what everyone's thoughts are, and the voting will definitely include keeping Ravenport as is for a while before starting off fresh entirely. Because I don't really have a plan for when I want to stop any given farm. So I don't know how long necessarily I want to continue on Ravenport, even as is. So that's something I have to figure out myself. Because even if we're going to move and keep all of our assets from Ravenport, I don't know how long I want to keep that up. I don't know what my end goal is. That's kind of why I was thinking Grizzly, because it's an entirely separate, playthrough. So we'll see. Thinking has to happen. Discussion has to happen, etc. So that will be it for tonight, though, because I do need to get to bed at some point eventually. I'm probably gonna eat first, but tomorrow is Tuesday. There will be a stream, I believe, but that will be the last stream of the week, unless I end up freeing up more time. Because Wednesday is an install, Thursday is an install, Friday is installs. So yeah. But at least we'll get some of our old videos back. So Sparkles, Mackenzie, anyone else out there, thank y'all for coming. Thank you for any subs and follows I might have missed. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.